They buried his words, called him a misogynist, a pessimist, a bitter old man. But Schopenhauer didn't hate women. He saw them, clearly, brutally, without the illusion that blinds most men. He saw the truth that society still refuses to say out loud. That female behavior is not broken, it's optimized, not by culture, by evolution. And the rules she lives by? They don't care about your kindness, your dreams, your poetry. Attraction is not about love, it's about survival. Men who forget this suffer. Men who learn it see the game. And once you see the game, you don't chase anymore. You choose. And that changes everything.
Look closely, not at her words, but at her patterns. Watch how she moves when power enters the room. Attraction is not random, it's biological. Schopenhauer believed that behind feminine grace lies something primal, a drive to secure protection, resources, and survival. That doesn't make her evil. It makes her effective. When she laughs at your jokes, when she leans in, when her eyes sparkle, it's not always affection. Sometimes, it's assessment. Women are born with a radar for strength, not physical brute force, but psychological dominance, emotional clarity, decisive energy, inner command. If you lack these, her interest fades. It's not her fault. It's evolution doing its job. You thought she wanted kindness. What she responds to is power. You thought vulnerability would bring you closer to her, that showing your pain, your loyalty, your softness would make her feel safe and connected. But Schopenhauer saw something harsher. Vulnerability, when not paired with strength, breeds contempt. She may feel sympathy, but not attraction. Because at her core, she's not seeking comfort. She's scanning for power. Quiet, calm, grounded presence. A man who doesn't collapse under emotional weight. When you make her your center, you lose your gravity. And gravity is what draws her. Not need, not validation, not endless reassurance. Power is not loud, it's still. And that stillness is what she remembers. Romance taught you to reveal everything. But mystery is what sustains desire. Schopenhauer didn't romanticize women. He studied their instincts. He realized that the moment a man becomes fully known, he becomes emotionally neutralized. Predictability is safety, but safety isn't sexy. She says she wants honesty, but what fuels her desire is tension, contrast, unpredictability. Not chaos, but the unknown edge of control. You thought being clear would earn her trust, but clarity too soon strips away the mystery. The unknown triggers imagination, and imagination is where her attraction lives. You're not losing because you're bad. You're losing because you're fully visible, and the fully visible is rarely desired. You were told to be transparent, to open up, to share everything, but clarity kills tension, and tension is the fuel of attraction. Schopenhauer warned, when a man reveals too much, he becomes too known, and the known is no longer mysterious. Without mystery, there's no imagination, and without imagination, desire suffocates. You thought vulnerability would make her love you deeper, but often, it just makes her feel stronger than you. And strength, unchallenged, feels bored. She wants to feel your presence, not your permission. Your groundedness, not your confusion. Women are not drawn to the open book. They're drawn to the locked vault with a hidden key. Keep your truth, but don't expose your soul to be dissected. Attraction is a dance, not a confession. She doesn't consciously plan to test you, but her biology does. Evolution wired her to challenge your center, not out of cruelty, but necessity. Schopenhauer observed that women, across time and culture, instinctively push boundaries, not to destroy, but to feel where the boundary truly is. When you shift, flinch, or explain under pressure, she registers instability, not consciously, but viscerally. And in that moment, her trust in your energy cracks. You think passing her tests means pleasing her, but it means standing still, not resisting her, but not dissolving into her. This is how presence is proven, not in words, in being. If you remain unshaken, you become the place she leans into, not the one she pushes through. Schopenhauer wasn't admired for what he said. He was feared, because he exposed something men still struggle to accept.
that women don't fall for goodness, they fall for groundedness. And that illusion of, if I give more, she'll love more, is a trap. You gave your heart, your time, your loyalty, and still she pulled away. It wasn't because you weren't enough. It was because you were too available, too explained, too soft. Her instincts crave polarity, the masculine edge, certainty without aggression, depth without need, stillness that doesn't chase, but anchors. When you abandon your center, you lose your gravity, and once gravity is gone, so is attraction. This is the truth they never taught you. Women are not drawn to men they understand. They're drawn to men they can feel but never fully figure out. Schopenhauer saw it clearly. Clarity ends the story. It removes suspense. And suspense is the soil where desire grows. The moment she gets you, she stops feeling pulled. Not because she's cruel, but because the mystery is gone. You became known, predictable, safe, and safety doesn't stir the feminine. The masculine's power is in silence, restraint, and presence, not answers, but awareness. She wants to feel your depth, not read your instruction manual. When she stops wondering, she stops wanting. And your mistake? You tried to win her mind, but her desire lives in uncertainty. If this truth hits something deep in you, don't ignore it. Most men will keep running in circles, giving more, explaining more, and losing more. But not you. You've seen behind the curtain. You've felt the lie. And now you're ready to move different. Stop chasing love. Start standing in your presence. Stop over-explaining. Let your silence speak louder. Comment the word gravity if this video woke you up. And subscribe, not to escape reality, but to face it with clarity. This isn't about her. It's about who you become when you stop handing away your power. Start remembering who you are before you were told to be soft. This is your edge. Use it. Schopenhauer didn't write for comfort. He wrote for clarity. His words were a scalpel, not a blanket, and they still cut through the lies we're told about love, gender, and desire. You don't need to become harder. You need to become truer. You don't need to dominate. You need to remember. Power isn't about control. It's about center. Attraction isn't about effort. It's about essence. The man who stops chasing approval, who holds his silence, who stands in his own gravity, becomes the one she can't look away from. This is not about becoming cold. It's about becoming clear. Welcome to the truth. Now live like you know it.